Good morning. Today's lesson is 10.5, metric measures. Our essential question, how can you compare and convert metric units? So let's unlock the problem. Using a map, Alex estimates the distance between his house and his grandparents' house to be about 15,000 meters. About how many kilometers away from his grandparents' house does Alex live? First, we're going to underline the sentence that tells you what you're trying to find, which is about how many kilometers away from his grandparents' house does Alex live. Then we're going to circle the measurement needed to convert. And the measurement that we're going to need is 15,000 meters. So the metric system is based on a place value, and each unit is related to the next largest or smallest unit by the power of 10. So this is a chart that you're going to want to keep really, really handy. So if I have meters, we go decimeters, centimeters, millimeters, and then deca, hecto, and kilo. So we get smaller and we get bigger. So if I'm trying to find the relationship between units, here's my meters, and if I'm going this way, I'm increasing by the power of 10. So I'm going from meters to kilometers. So meters are blank powers of 10 smaller than kilometers. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. So they're 3 powers smaller than kilometers, or you could say kilometers is 3 powers of 10 bigger than meters. And so there are 1,000 meters in 1 kilometer because we have the power of 10. 10, 10, and 10, right? 10 times 10 times 10 is 1,000. So there are 1,000 meters in 1 kilometer. So to determine the operation to be used, I'm converting from a smaller unit, right? This is my smaller unit, to a larger unit, because we're trying to get to kilometers. So I will divide. All right. So the number of meters was 15,000. Oops. And I'm going to divide. And we know that 1 kilometer, there's 1,000 meters in 1 kilometer. So 15,000 divided by 1,000 is 15 kilometers. So Alex's house is 15 kilometers from his grandparents' house. All right, so let's do another way. We're going to use a diagram. So Jamie made a bracelet that was 1.8 decimeters long. How many millimeters long is Jamie's bracelet? So we're going to convert 1.8 decimeters to millimeters. So here's my decimeters and here's my millimeters, right? So I have 1.8 decimeters, and I want to convert it to millimeters. So first we're going to show 1.8 decimeters, so we've done that here. Since the unit is decimeters, I place the decimal points that the decimeters are a whole number unit. Step 2, I'm going to convert. So I'm going to cross out the decimal and rewrite it so that the millimeters will be a whole number unit. Then I'm going to write the 0 to the left of the decimal point as needed to complete the whole number. Okay, so that means I'm going to put a 0 here, right? And then I'm going to move my decimal point so that I can make it a whole number. So I'm going to make it 180 because I'm going over 2 times, right? So Jamie's bracelet is 180 millimeters long because I want to move my decimal point right there. Okay? All right, so let's continue trying this. It says convert the 247 milligrams to centigrams, decigrams, and grams. So are the units being converted larger unit or smaller unit? Well, we can look back up here and we can see that they are a larger unit. Okay? So I'm going to write larger. So, should you multiply or divide by powers to convert a 10? Well, if it's a larger unit, then remember we need to divide. Okay? So that means we are dividing all of these numbers. And all I'm doing is simply moving my decimal point, right? So my decimal point on a whole number exists here. If I'm going by 1 power of 10, I'm just going to move it here. So it's going to be 24.7. And if I'm multiplying it by 100, I'm going to move my decimal point 2 places. So it's going to be 2.47. And if I'm doing it by 1,000, I'm going to move it over 3 places. So it's going to be 247 grams. So let's do the next one. It says convert 3.9 hectoliters to decaliters, liters, and deciliters. Are the units being converted to a larger unit or a smaller unit? So if you're looking up here, you can see that I'm going down and I'm converting it into smaller units. So if I'm converting it into smaller units, so let me fix this, smaller, then that means that I'm going to be multiplying, right? I have to multiply. All right, so that means all of these are going to be multiplied. And whenever you multiply by the power of 10, you're going to move the decimal the other way. So if my decimal is here, I'm going to move it over 1. So multiplying by the power of 10 is going to make this 39. If I'm multiplying by 100, or power of 10 twice, I'm going to go 1, 2. So it's going to be 3, 9, and I add my 0 because I had to move it over again. On this one, I'm going to move it over 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. So I have to add those zeros in. So it's going to be 3, 9, 0, 0. Okay, it's just a matter of moving the decimals. We've done this in other things, but now we're just converting. You really do need these charts to know where they go, the kilo, hecta, deca, etc. You definitely are going to need to keep those handy with you as you're doing this. All right, so let's do a couple more. So I'm going from liters to deciliters, okay? And since that's a smaller number, I'm going to be multiplying all of these, right? And if I'm doing by the power of 10, I move my decimal over 1, right? So now I have 84.7. This one I have to move it over twice because it's by 100, so I have 847. This one I have to move it over 3 times. I have to add that 0 in, so it's going to be 8470. Okay, looking at the next one, I'm going from DGs to Gs, okay, and that's going to be increasing. So if I'm looking on my chart, which I don't have in front of me right now, but hopefully you do, those are going to be larger numbers, so I'm going to be dividing. So now I'm going the other way with my decimal. So now remember, you pretend your decimal's on the outside whenever you have a whole number. Move it over 1 time, because I'm only doing it by the power of 10. So it's 982.4. On this one, it's by 100, so I'm moving my decimal over twice, 1, 2. So it's 98.24. On this one, it's by 1,000, so I'm going to move it over 3 times, 1, 2, 3. So it's 9.824. All right, I'd like you to do the rest on your own. Remember to use the charts that are in your book because they're going to be very, very important so that you know how many times you're moving the decimal point over. All right, good luck. I will be on the carpet if you need me, and you can also work with partners.